Got Moral Sanatorium. We're just gonna run through this real fast. Jesus Christ. Okay, so there's that. Hey everyone, Necromancer Noob, and today we have a fun build I'll be showcasing called the Timekeeper. Now the main reason I designed this build is because I have just about everything in the game, so when I'm playing I'm grinding for specific items that I'm still missing, or I am testing out new builds and just, playing the game. But the main reason I designed this build is because I want to get through these worlds and areas as fast as possible, so this is how I'm doing it. Now, this build specializes in time control and movement speed in every aspect, slowing your opponents while you punish them and run circles around them, or roll past them in this case. If you have never tried a high evade window evade distance build, I highly recommend it. Now disclaimer, I didn't make this build with the intentions of running it through Apocalypse. This is a build I made for fun while also speedrunning areas and making it look cool. But with that being said, this build can be used in higher difficulties as long as you have faith in your dodging. I'll also show other good choices for rings in case you're missing a few of these. If you're curious where to get these items and specific rings and amulets, mods, etc., feel free to comment below. I'll be glad to help. The thing I want to talk about is the classes. I am using the Alchemist and Invader for reasons I'll get into, but you can arguably use Hunter for extra damage and weak spot crit chance, Handler or Explorer for those extra movement speed perks and skills. Now as to why I'm using the Alchemist, it's very versatile. You can use multiple concoctions and really mix and match to your liking. If you want more movement, health, speed, armor rating, stamina, cooldown speeds, and movement speed, you can go either way with the Alchemist as your primary class with those concoctions. We will be using the second Alchemist skill, Frenzy Dust, giving us extra fire rate, movement speed, and reload speed. And as to why I'm not using the Handler or Explorer, the main reason is because movement speed is capped at around 50%, which is very easy to obtain, and not to mention for max traversing speed, we're really only going to be rolling or evading to cover distance. And for the Invader, you get extra damage buffs for moving and evading, not to mention also get a slight reduced cost for evading, which is a must for this evade heavy build. If you want a free dodge, add the Void Cloak, but if you want some good traversing and damage, add the Wormhole to cover distance and get that 300% damage increase on your next hit. Next on the list for amulets, I am using the Hyperconductor for double the skill charges, just to give us more distance to cover and to get 4 charges if we use Wormhole. Now if you want more damage, Birthright of the Lost applies exposed to enemies who you perfect dodge, granting 24% additional damage from all sources, reduced for each human ally alive, but this amulet goes great for the Void Cloak, giving you a free dodge and extra damage, not to mention this build in general because we have a max evade distance and window, making perfect dodges a lot easier to achieve. Other good choices for amulets can even be the broken pocket watch in case you don't have the bisected ring we'll be using, giving us increased stamina and reduced stamina costs, or the jester's bell, increasing mod and skill cast speed by 35%, and casting a mod or skill increases all damage by 20% for 15 seconds. Now for rings, I will be using the bisected ring, giving us infinite stamina usage, giving us infinite rolls, which is essential. We also have the Ring of Diversion, increasing invulnerability window while evading and sliding. Deceiver's Band, after performing a slide, gain 15% evade speed and 10% movement speed for 12 seconds. To finish it off, we got the Stone of Continuance, increasing skill duration by 25%, benefiting your skills and giving us more time for each of our respective skills. Now next we're going to talk about alternatives for this build. Akari Warband can go great with this dodge heavy build, giving us extra crit chance and damage if you want more damage for this build. The Assassin Seal reduces enemy awareness by 25%, increases all damage dealt to enemies not targeting wearer by 10%, which is really good for us to just traverse the world without getting into trouble as much and less enemy attention overall. Rerouting Cable gives us shield for stamina usage, but I believe it's only if you're not using the bisected ring. Timekeeper's Jewel, in case we want to double the duration of our slow status effect, or even Zohere's Ring, increasing mod duration by 15%. Right off the bat, I want the Untouchable trait for the evade window by 30%, the Fitness trait, increasing the evade distance by 30%, the Wayfarer trait, increasing environmental movement speed by 50%, Footwork, the movement speed while aiming trait, the Regrowth trait, increasing health regeneration by 1.5 per second, the Siphoner Lifesteal trait, and Vigor maxed out as well. Now, because we have the bisected ring, we don't need to upgrade our stamina or stamina regen, saving us some trait points. I only want strong back upgraded so I can achieve that lightweight category. This one, a little light blue one over here. So if you're wearing light gear, you don't need to upgrade this, but I want a little style, so I'm just going to put a few points into that, and the rest of the traits are going to be a toss-up for whatever you want to upgrade. But in my case, I have Expertise, Glutton, Spirit, and Amplitude. Now for the relic of choice, I'm using the Quilted Heart, making our evades heal us for 15 seconds over 0.25 seconds for 20 seconds. Goes great with our dodge build. And for the fragments, I really think it's personal preference. You can put these towards more damage fragments, crit chance, crit damage, range damage, etc. But for me, I'm going to use the skill cooldown, mod duration, and weak spot damage because enemies will be very slow and it'll be very easy to hit their weak spots. Now for what I'm wearing, I really just want to make sure I have that light blue weight reduction for max evade window and distance. I'm using the Lodestone Crown, Academic Overcoat, Field Medic Trousers because I think it doesn't look half bad, and I don't know, it gives me some Controller of Time vibes with that crown. Finally, to weapons, I would use any basic weapon that has a free mod slot so that you can equip slow mods, or Spore Bloom is a very good choice as well if you're looking to do some big damage. It also has that slow AoE effect for the mod, which is good as well. In this case, I am using the Pulse Rifle, plus 20 with the Song of Fear, and the Bullet Weaver. Mod use increases our fire rate by 20% for 7 seconds. Extra mod generation for this weapon. Song of Fear is a big AoE that takes down flying enemies along with doing damage and along with making them slow. I'm going to be using the Sure Shot, plus 20 with the Time Lapse, giving a freeze ability, and afterwards doing a slow for the remainder of the time. Time Wave plus 10 for the Mutator, applying a slow status effect on all enemies within a certain AoE effect, and increasing the weapon's range damage by 15% to all enemies inflicted with the slow status. This wouldn't be a slow status build without the Dreamcatcher melee weapon. After we hit a specific damage threshold, our next charge melee attack will be a big AoE effect, and I'm using the Latency Mutator, making this weapon threshold we need reduced by 35% and increasing the potency of the slow effect by 25%. Now that just about finishes the rundown of our build, but one thing I want to cover is our consumables. You have to make sure you're using the Dark Fluid consumable, increasing distance of evade and combat slide by 15% and reduces the cost by 20%. Last 120 minutes with the Alchemist class. And also with the Alchemist as the primary class, you can pick and choose 3 other ones of our choosing. I'm going to use the Darksider for health, stamina, and movement speed by 6.66% increase. The Sanguine Vapor giving us another 3.5% base damage lifesteal. And we're going to use that Xenoplasm, reduce skill cooldowns by 10%. At this, you can really pick and choose what you want to do for the rest of the concoctions. Now, that just about covers up our build and what we are doing. I'm going to put it to the test and I'm going to showcase you guys how quick this build can get across areas. Now, for example, I want to be rolling for like the Nightweaver Web because there's some items I want to trade in that, like the, let's say example, I want to get the Rune Pistol from the Great Hall using that Ravenous Medallion. So we're going to look for Losomn, we're going to look for the Morrow Parish, and we're going to try to speed run this and get through these areas as fast as possible. Let's talk about some of the stats we got going on. So we got the Evade window +2. I'd imagine that's an extra 2 frames if they're talking about. Evade distance, which is 45%, and invulnerability window, which is another 30%. So that is up there, but let me show you how much faster this is. So I'm going to get a slide in. And we're off. Now, trust me, this is a lot faster than just a basic sprint 50% movement speed. Another thing to mention, because we're rolling the whole time, it is very hard for enemies to hit us. So, as we're rolling through this world and just, you know, we're going to double check the map. Over here should be a dungeon, so we'll see what's over here. And what do we got? This is a side dungeon, so we're on a good track. We'll see what it is. As you can tell, that took maybe a minute and we're already at our first dungeon. So we're going to see what we got. If not, we're just going to move on. Butcher's Quarter. See, that's actually not a bad dungeon, but I already have that. Like I said, we're really just checking dungeons and then we're off again. So Butcher's Quarter. There are some pretty cool rings and such you can get from that, but I got everything I need from over there. I'm going to take a quick peek at the map, and we're off. Nice thing, traversal speed, everything is much faster. Look how fast we go up that. Oh, looks like we found the Birthright Amulet. That's pretty cool. Oh, I didn't forget. Add a little slide in there, give us that increased distance. So that's going to be a shortcut on the other side of the main dungeon we're going to find. Looks like we got the little children as well. So this is the main dungeon. We're going to have to clear this. I already see the checkpoint. We're getting pretty close. Oh, we're already at the boss. That is done. On to the next. As far as I know, we technically don't need to fight this dude. We're just gonna roll past get the key. I feel like I gotta hurry though. He's behind me. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god. This could be it. I mean, I think I get my point across with this build. This build is very fast, guys. Anyways, guys, I think that about covers this build. If you like this build, leave a like, subscribe, comment for future builds and videos. There's plenty more videos along the way. We're trying to hit 700 subscribers, so anything super appreciative. This guy wants the heat. I know you don't, son. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in a later video. Bye! You know, this is just my opinion. This is just my build. Switch it up as you see fit. Add some more damaging properties if you want to make it a more useful build for actual gameplay and not for running across the map super easily. But like I said, if you guys want a build that is going to get you from point A to point B as fast as possible, high evade distance, high roll distance. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. It all helps out. We're trying to hit 700 subscribers next, so anything super appreciative. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will catch you guys in a future video. Bye-bye.